Okay, so when was the surgery?
The surgery was in March. It was the end of March. We found out about the 1st of March that that's what he had.
Okay.
Um, and so instead of being regular prostate cancer, it's aggressive, is what it's called. And so they did the surgery within about 2.5, 3 weeks.
Okay, so it was quick.
It was very quick. So they removed everything, including certain margins, and we just found out 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, that he does have cancer within the margins. So they'll be doing radiation probably in about 3 more months.
Okay.
But overall, he is, he's fine.
Okay.
Energy's there. He's working in the yard right now. We've been building stuff around the house, so he's in good condition, and the doctors say he's healing really fast.
That's great. Now, the problem will happen when he starts the radiation therapy. The therapy is very depleting.
Yes.
So then, from an Ayurvedic counseling point of view, a good thing to do is make sure that he's prepared, that he has enough ojas and immunity. I mean, he's still, is recovering from his surgery. So, ojas building foods so that he has that energy to take it
Okay.
would be a good idea. Does he take turmeric?
Yes, he does turmeric every day.
How much and how?
He does it, we do just the powder, not pills or anything. And he does about 1/4 of a teaspoon, and he puts it in his almond milk.
Okay.
So he does that and some cinnamon in the morning.
Yeah, so that is not enough turmeric for cancer support.
Okay.
Cancer support, you need a lot more because we are trying to, so yeah, he needs to do a lot more than that. Even in the food, there should be turmeric, but yeah. And what is the diet like?
His diet has gotten much better, so he doesn't do as much meat as he used to do. He eats probably chicken, and I'll buy him the free range chicken is what I buy him. And he eats probably maybe 3 of those chicken breasts in a whole week.
Oh, that's very good. That's excellent that he's doing. It's a good, and he's doing a lot of green vegetables, soup.
Yes. So we do lots of vegetables in the house. I'll usually cook up beans of some sort, and then we'll do vegetables. I also make these little pies that I freeze. I know we're not supposed to freeze anything, but it's just easy for me. I'll take spinach and onions and stir fry it up, and then I'll put it in a little pie dough and freeze it, and then he can pull those out and cook those pretty quick.
So what about things like broccoli and cruciferous vegetables?
Yes, so we do broccoli, cauliflower, lots of spinach. He loves spinach. He will do some Brussels sprouts, doesn't really care for them that much, but I love them, so he eats them when I cook them.
Okay, so what about the urination? How is he, is that everything's fine in that department right now?
It's getting there. They said it takes about almost 6 months for it to heal completely. So he is finally to the point that he can wear like a light pad and not just have just a little bit of leakage here and there.
Okay. So from Ayurvedic perspective, healing that area where the surgery is and Mutravaha Shrotasas, which is kind of like outside the scope of your,
Yes.
This would be a practitioner case study. If you're open to it, I'm going to have my practitioner students look at it as well.
Okay.
So I will share this recording with Pradeepa and Tatiana.
Okay.
Yeah, because they've been dealing with this. I think giving herbs like that clean out and support the urinary tract area, the kidneys, and the actual ureter as well.
Okay.
That would be good because it would support healing. And it also helps with the urination itself. And these are herbs. In Ayurveda, these herbs are called rasayanas. They're tonics. So We actually had someone, he didn't have cancer, but he had some other issues. He had a growth, but it wasn't cancerous. And this is going back 3 years ago, and he was a practitioner student. So he said, I don't want to have surgery because it's not cancer. I don't want to go through it.
Mm-hmm.
So the only disturbance he had, he was having trouble peeing. So we put him on a very aggressive Ayurvedic regime, and his urination got better. And he said, I don't want to do this because unless these tonics, these rasayanas, they actually calm down that area. They support the urinary bladder. So they're really good. These are Gokshura, Punarnava, these herbs. So how open is he to taking herbs?
Oh, he is. He
The
is.
point is once these are only for the once the radiation starts, he'll have to stop all of these things.
Okay.
These are things that'll, help heal. They're just kind of support system for the healing. And so I definitely will recommend. So what about, what is he eating nowadays? Is he on like is he eats more soups? What is he doing?
He eats pretty much what he wants. Yesterday we had asparagus and fennel that we roasted, and then we had that on greens.
Okay.
That was dinner. We had the little pies that I make for lunch.
Okay. What about ojas building foods? Because, post-surgery and something like this, you want to increase the immunity before the radiation. So, ojas building foods are good. So he has strength for that.
Okay.
Some ojas building foods are good. I'm thinking he's Pitta Prakriti from what I see in the...
Yes.
Ojas building, like... dates, figs, beets. There's something called Chavan Prash. If he feels that it makes him hot, then do not give it. But Amalaki, like Amla jam, Amalaki jam or Chavan Prash would be a good, it'll give him energy.
Okay.
And how are his energy levels?
Oh, very good.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, he was outside yesterday rebuilding the porch. So.
Okay, so that's good. For immunity, I think just things that increase it's called Chavan Prash. You know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't.
Let me show you. This should give a lot of, so this, I'm showing you my, the brand that I like. I'm actually not endorsing it. It just, I happen to like it.
Okay.
There we go. Now, Chavan Prash is basically an Ayurvedic tonic that gives a lot of energy and, increases immunity. Most of the times it has herbs that, just support Vata.
Okay.
One that I found, this guy, I cannot have it because it's so, it just increases my kapha too much. Now, this guy, I know the person who makes this Chavan Prash. He and the Vaidya, they actually travel to India once a year. And they get the ingredients from there. So they're using a lot of pitta pacifying ingredients as well. So these are, look at the ingredients. You have a good 28 herbs, 3 extracts, and it's a really amazing, I love their product. Again, I'm not, endorsing it, but, this is one of the best Chavan Prash for Pitta person.
And so how does he take this?
It's like a jelly. It's a jam. It's very tasty.
Okay.
Just take 1 teaspoon with your golden milk. He's doing the turmeric and almond milk, right? So let me give you there. And
Lotus blooming herbs. Yeah.
They're really good. And I think they're on Amazon too. Another product they have is just their Shilajit. Shilajit would be good after the... Shilajit is something that kind of oozes from some of the rocks of Himalayas. They've written destroyer of weakness, conqueror of mountains. because it comes from mountains. It's really like you use a super small amount. It's like this black thing, and you put it in your water or tea, and it's filled with about 33 or 40 minerals and vitamins that, you know, give immunity, that increase immunity.
Okay.
And that would be good for, it's good for everybody, basically. So I'm trying to look at their, yeah. Anyway, Shilajit is a little heating, so I want to start, maybe you want to start him off with just after the radiation, maybe you want to add Shilajit, it'll help. But now just the Chyawanprash will give good energy and increase immunity and help with healing. Get a couple, I mean, get one and see if that works for you. And, you know, he'll feel, you know, I know men will sometimes not give right feedback, you know.
Well, he does.
He does?
Yeah,
so yeah, try one if it works for you, because you don't want to keep on spending money and it doesn't work.
Right. Right.
Yeah. So get one. The only reason I like it because they do have pitta pacifying spices, and they do use, you know, they use saffron, and they're using some pitta pacifying. So one teaspoon a day with golden milk.
Okay.
Or you can also have it with breakfast.
Perfect. Yeah, and that'll be good because he's supposed to start taking the hormone shots, and they said that once he starts taking those, he'll start getting the hot flashes too.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. All right. And when the hot flashes start, you could put him on cooling things as well.
Yes.
Cooling, pacifying. That's my 4-year-old. He's trying to. I'm out in the dining table today. So do you have anybody, any other one which is more under the scope of counselor?
Yes, I
All
do.
right.
So let me go over to that. And let's see. So I also did myself, which is a fairly easy one, because all I am is, you know, through with menopause, and I just have hot flashes. Everything else, I'm good.
Let me share one herb with you. You don't have to take it again. Let me see.
Let's see. And I was wondering, because I was going to take that one herb, was it?
This would actually not only be good for you, it would be good for your husband after he gets on those hormones.
Okay.
And the reason, it says women's health, but it has everything. Basically, it's a pitta relief. They're just calling it hot flash because I think they want to sell their herbs. So it has shatavari, which gives a lot of energy, and it's a precursor to estrogen as well for women. So it gives good energy. Sandalwood, which is very cooling. Amlaki, which is great for pitta. Rose and water lily, extremely cooling. And it might have some other ingredients as well. Yeah. So this thing, asparagus, pearl oyster shell, conch shell, cowrie, pearl. So this is called a bhasma. Basically, they take the oyster shell and pearls and they heat it to such a high degree that it basically turns into like an ash, like a volcanic ash. And it's all the impurities are removed. And that's added to. Now, bhasma is a lot more powerful than herbs in Ayurveda. So, and if you tell them, you can open, I don't know if you sell anything because of the yoga studio.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
you can call Maharishi people and open a health account, and then you'll get, I think, a 25 to 40% off.
Oh, okay.
So you have to show your whatever Texas sales tax thing. And I will connect you to Skrupa. I'll have him create a health account for you. So you can, whenever you buy this, you could sell it. I love Mapi. You can sell their stuff at your yoga studio. You have a yoga studio, right?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. So yeah, use that. Why pay the whole amount when you can get a wholesale?
Yeah, yeah. And some of this stuff would sell because a lot of my clientele are older people in my studio.
Yeah. So this one is, this one's a more authentic formula. You probably for your studio would want to buy things that are more generic.
Mm-hmm.
This is a very, this is a super, because it has bhasmas in it, the pearl and so on. Things like Triphala. Here's the wholesale.
Okay.
Yeah, basically you do what they call the health professional account. And I will just connect you directly to the guy. So that way, yeah, so here, it's 50% off retail, free shipping on 250. What I do is every 3 to 4 months, I place an order so I don't have to pay shipping. And they do have an affiliate program. I don't do that. But I've been buying stuff for them for the last 5 or 6 years. They've been fantastic.
Okay, good. That's good to know, because I get kind of concerned when I go to buy pills and things. I kind of want to know who they came from.
Yeah, so both this company I like because they do because they're selling to Western doctors. They're selling to Western doctors to use Ayurveda. So all their products have been tested in third-party labs for contaminants.
Okay, good.
Which is why the products are a little bit more expensive, because this is the cost of testing. Because anything that is coming from India, you don't know what's in it. There's no. So they do get their stuff from India, then they actually compile it here. And after the compilation, before the compilation, they get everything tested by third-party labs. So because the whole thing, their whole business model is based on health professionals.
Okay.
So let me just, so his name is Thomas Krupa. Let me start the chat. Where is the chat? Hey, Morgan. Morgan, we're just talking about clients here. Thomas. Oh, you know what? Morgan, this is Evelyn. You both are in Dallas.
Who?
She just woke up. Good morning. Morgan, this is Evelyn. She's a yoga teacher and she's just started the counselor program and she's in Dallas and you're in Dallas. So, wow, I forgot.
Hi, Evelyn.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
I love your hair.
Oh my gosh. You text me and I was like, no. And so I didn't think my camera would be on the here.
No, it's okay. Okay. So we were just sharing. So his name is Thomas Krupa. I will, making the health account. Also, Banyan Botanicals, you can, you already have a health account with them, right, Banyan?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, so the MAPI people, what they do is if someone calls and says, they always ask, who's your Ayurveda counselor or practitioner? So if they say it's Monica, every 4 months I get a commission. So I'm getting a check for $25, $30 every 4 months as well. I don't mind that. Okay, Morgan.
Yeah.
What is your case study?
Okay, let me get on my computer and I'll tell you. His name is, we're gonna call him John Doe. Because he wants to be anonymous, which I completely understand.
Okay.
He just confided in me this yesterday, and I was like, oh my god, because we were gonna do it, and then he just all of a sudden he's like, what if I feel this way? And I was like, this is kind of out of my scope. I've never had this happen before. Thought we were just gonna meet up and maybe talk about you wanting to lose some weight or being kind of sad.
That happens a lot. People will confide things in you. You're like, whoa.
Yeah. It's
yeah.
And I feel like a lot of people do that. Even over the internship, people confided in me a lot about stuff.
Yeah, that's the Ketu, right? The Ketu in the first house.
What does that mean?
Yesterday, the Ketu in the first house, was that Morgan's chart?
Yeah, that was mine.
Yeah, the mystical person. I said that must be Morgan because he didn't give out any names.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So Leo in the first house. So Ketu and Leo in the first house. So that makes you Pitta Prakriti.
Mm-hmm. And then, but having the Ketu is.
Ketu is associated with mysticism and witchcraft and psychic ability, intuition. Same here, look, I was doing my angel cards before you guys started. I sit here and do my angel therapy and stuff, which, yeah.
That's funny. Okay, so I guess I can get on my computer. I don't have
You can talk about him. That's fine too. Let me see what are the messages that you send me. Now, the thing with when you write to me in a text message, it's kind of, you cannot talk about things in, like he wanted to be anonymous and you really haven't given his name. And we cannot discuss client encounters and text messages because of security issues.
Okay. Do you want me to forward you his forms too?
You could just share it on your computer. I'm just reading it off you, what you wrote to me. That lack of confidence, depression, blues. He feels like a woman trapped in a man's body. Yeah.
Right,
13 years old. So what is it that he came to you for? What was the reason that you had the consultation?
So originally he just wanted to learn more about Ayurveda. I don't know what his constitution is yet. Oh, here I am. Oh no.
All right, let me stop recording for a second.
So this is, you can see his name. It's fine. His name's Donnie. He just says as long as people don't know about it, and if it's just between us, that's fine too. I thought more people were going to be looking in on this, but this is fine.
We are recording, so this is for the students. Students are going to be reading this.
Okay.
So what is the? Let me. Yeah. What is the?
This is his Prakriti. I know up there.
What did the Prakriti come to?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I think it was.
Pitta, Pitta, and then are equal. Okay. What about Vikriti?
Yeah. Vikriti. He's
Pitta has gone up.
Pitta's gone up, Kapha's gone down, and then Vata stayed the same.
So we need to decrease the Pitta, increase the Kapha.
Okay, hold on. We're in the now. Decrease.
So look at the numbers. So the Pitta went from 13 to 15. That means we need to decrease it a little bit. And Kapha went from 8 down to 5. So we need to increase the Kapha, decrease the Pitta. If Pitta keeps on increasing like this, it's like a fire in your body. It'll start burning your Ojas, because Ojas has all the qualities of Kapha.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So when someone has extreme Pitta, it starts burning Ojas, and then autoimmune disorders get started. That's how they get started.
Okay.
You want to cool his Pitta down, and to cool it down, you need to increase the Kapha. Yes.
And I haven't even taken his pulse yet, so he could
just use your spidey senses. You're completely intuitive. Yes.
Yeah.
It's your gift.
But I guess, I weekend. So this past weekend. So I guess the thing is, like, I bet a lot of the imbalance is also because he can. So this is not on paper, but he also confided in me that he has felt this way since he was a little kid. And then he also said that he has he wanted me to ask you this. So he was like, I have telepathy. I back in middle school, I could read people's minds now he's kind of turned it off. So he's kind of suppressed that intuition. And then the other thing he said he can do is he sees energy around objects. And he asked my yoga teacher about that. And she said she didn't know a lot about that. She's pretty mystical too, but she doesn't know that kind of stuff. So he wanted me to ask you what you think about that.
What do I think about what?
Telepathy, and then also just being able to
that's totally, absolutely, it sounds like that he's not being true to himself.
Mm-hmm.
And whenever we live a life and we're not being true to ourselves and we turn a part of ourselves off, then it leads to eventually to disease and mental issues. And coming to terms with who we are is part of our life's journey. So that goes a little outside the scope of our Ayurveda counselor. So we would suggest that go to a psychologist or a counselor.
Okay.
And come out. This is a issue of, transgender issue, and living so pretending to be somebody you're not. Yeah.
But telepathy, is that a disorder? That's actually a gift, isn't it? If you can read.
Telepathy is normal. All of us have telepathy. Only thing, we've all turned it off. Every single person, we all have some degree of it. Some people, it's more developed than others. And when we do things like meditation and pranayam and, dhyana, basically, dhyana. So what is the dhyana doing? Dhyana is basically working on a third eye. And it is, so different kind of siddhis are developed by doing dhyana. That part of yoga, nobody does here. They're all about the asana. What about the dhyana, So actually, dhyana would be very good meditation for him.
What does that mean? I get a link.
Dhyana is one of the limbs of yoga, right? Dhyana is meditation where you meditate on an object, not just like.
Oh, yes. Okay.
So dhyana in the yoga dhyana. So, like there's people who are teaching meditation where just you like empty your mind. Empty your mind is not a meditation. It's a precursor to meditation.
Yeah.
Dhyana, literally, you translate the dhyana to you're meditating on something. What are you meditating on? So from Bhagavad Gita, because he's kind of, he is conflicted. You could teach him a meditation where, remember there's a divine in your heart. And so he's meditating on self. He, all his attention should be on the heart and this chakra and breathing, and do it 15 to 20 minutes a day. So you can do a warm-up exercise. It's just like in exercise, we have to warm up our muscles. So even in meditation, we have to warm up our, breath. So starting off with the, pranayam. So gentle pranayam, just deep breathing. Then hold the breath, where you inhale. And then you hold the breath, exhale, inhale, hold the breath, which is written in. So it is the holding the breath where all the healing takes place. So you can ask him, inhale, hold it for 2 seconds, and then exhale. That holding for 2 seconds is where the healing is going to take place. So this is a great warm-up to get him. And then also when people are inhaling, exhaling, look at their shoulders, some people are like, their shoulders are touching their ears. So make sure that as they're exhaling, they're letting go of their shoulder. That's how you know that they're relaxing. And then have him, yes. And then when he is kind of warmed up, also do Brahmari pranayam on the eyes, because we want to see what's inside. We don't want to see what's outside. So, the Brahmari pranayam,
the bumblebee breath or whatever.
Yes, that is your warm up. Now he's ready to meditate. So once he is warmed up, he's very relaxed. And he could be sitting in a chair. It doesn't have to be in a pose or anything. Then he can bring his hands to his heart, and then he could meditate on the Atma, on the divine within the heart, and meditate on, please reveal my true self. Please help me. Meditate on the light. And then do this twice a day, even if he does it for like a few. The idea is move it to up to 20 minutes a day. So start maybe with 5 minutes a day every day. This will open his adhipati. It will open his it will open his third eye. It will also, I'm assuming, because he's not come out yet, his throat chakra is blocked. That means his Udana Vayu is blocked. I don't even know this guy. I'm working on intuition here. When someone, I've worked with people who haven't come out because they're kind of living a lie. Their throat is all blocked up. So you could do Jalandhar Bandha while meditating the Bandha.
That Darth Vader breath, right?
No, not that. Jalandhar Bandha. Evelyn, can you help me with Jalandhar? What is it?
So it's, you want to lock the bandhas. So, you have the Mulahala, the Judahara, and the throat bandha. So you're going to tuck the chin.
Yeah.
So when he goes and takes his breath, he holds, locks the chin. So he does the chin lock. So he'll tuck the chin down, yes.
Got it.
And then he'll hold for 2 seconds, and then he'll take a breath in, release the lock, and then when he takes another breath in, he'll lock it again. And sometimes it's good to go ahead and lock the Mula Bandha too, the lower Bandha, holding them in.
Okay. This will open his communication because he feels trapped. This will open his communication, and this can also be done on people with thyroid issues. So it's, I just don't know how to say all of that in English. Thank you, Evelyn. I learned yoga in another language. It's so hard.
I think you did great with that girl. That one girl who taught us. She was awesome.
Yeah, no, I let her do her own thing. She was amazing. She was studying like crazy, but it's all her, not me. It was she was amazing.
Awesome.
Yeah. So Jalandhar Banda, and then so this is all. He doesn't have any health issues per se. It's all.
Hold on, I haven't gone through them all.
Oh, you haven't? Go ahead.
So here he is. He
Oh,
definitely
he does.
Pitta, yeah.
What did you suggest for that?
I haven't. So I'm meeting him today. I'm going to meet him in person. I'm going to read his pulse, and then I'm going to scan him, and then I was going to go over these with him. But
Can you possibly do an audio recording? I want to see how you question him.
Okay. Sure.
Just don't use his name or anything. Just the.
Do you want his like face on there, or can I
No. Just on your phone, just do an audio recording, like a voice recording.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm interested in how you're asking questions.
Okay. So yeah, this is just.
What are you going to be suggesting for the heartburn, acid, and reflux?
I haven't talked to him about any of this yet.
No, but you should tell me what you would be telling him.
Oh, what I would tell?
Yeah.
Well, probably I just would. Well, I have acid reflux too. So what I do is I monitor. Number one, you have to kind of monitor the portions of what you eat. I know he says that he has a very strong appetite, but when you have acid reflux, that's one thing that you're supposed to do. And then the other thing too is eat more like sattvic foods. Not acid.
This is great answer, but I meant from herbs. So before a meal, amla berry.
Mm-hmm.
For a meal, amla berry. Amalaki or amla berry before 30 minutes before, 20 minutes before a meal. If amla berry is not available, triphala would do that. Triphala is fine.
Before a meal.
Amala berry.
Amla berry is amalaki. It's the same thing. It's one of the ingredients in triphala.
Okay.
Really amla, 20 to 30 minutes before a meal. If amla is not available, triphala would do. But if you're going to do triphala, just make sure it's small amounts of triphala, because we don't want to cause a laxative effect.
What drink did I make?
And then after a meal, and then of course, like you said, the meal should be controlled portions. It should be pitta pacifying. After the meal, during the meal, sip fennel, cumin, and coriander, the CCFT. Sipping the tea during the meal, CCFT. And 10 minutes after the meal, having buttermilk. And that is every day, every meal. And then slowly the body will get used to, because body gets into this cycle. Amla or triphala before a meal. CCFT, sip it during the meal. And a buttermilk. Now the buttermilk that I just found Nancy's organic buttermilk. It's very, very good. The only thing is it's so heavy, you have to dilute it.
How much of it? 8 ounces?
No,
6
that's
ounces?
too much. Half a cup of buttermilk, which should be diluted with water after the meal. And then during the whole day, he should be drinking coconut water.
Okay.
That should take care of that should support the heartburn and acid and reflux. Of course, he cannot be eating pitta increasing foods. It has to be alkaline food. So no tomatoes, absolutely no tomatoes, no barbecue, no salsa, no habanero peppers. It has to be very alkaline, non-spicy, almost bland food. It doesn't have to be bland. It can have some spices in it. It should be, very simple, like roasted vegetables.
Okay.
And like you said, you're right, the portions have to be a little smaller.
This is a keychain for my key.
Yes.
Mm.
But I don't seem to find
So, on the question number 7, it says, are there any foods that cause discomfort? And salty foods, which increases pitta, red meat increases pitta, dairy, and breads.
Everything.
Some vata issues, because vata person will have intolerance to dairy and breads. Sorry, not vata, what am I saying? Kapha persons. So does he also have a little bit of kapha in him?
Prakriti, hold on.
Just check his pulse and let me know.
Okay, I'll let you know. Definitely let you know that. And then let's see, Agni, and then this is another one that I use.
Also, how much animal-based foods is he eating during the week? Like every day, a few days?
Okay, I'll ask him that because
Yeah, he not more than 3 or 4 days a week. That and only one meal. He should have a more, and that'll also help because he's Pitta person. Ideally, he should be on a, what do you call it, a pescatarian. He should only eat fish and maybe 3 times or 4 times a week. And if he's going to do eggs, he should do with egg white. But ideally, the more, I mean, a good 80% vegetarian diet should take care of a lot of health issues and will, he'll have more energy. But if he doesn't want to do that, just make sure that, I mean, if he doesn't want to be a pescatarian, just make sure you move the dinner should be vegetarian. Lunch, because Agni is high during the lunchtime. And obviously these things don't even suit him, He's obviously, if you're eating something and it's causing acid reflux or heartburn, that means that's your body telling you we don't like what you're putting in our body. Then he's eating a more vegetarian-based diet. I think a pescatarian diet would be best for him, and that too, dinner time should mostly be vegetarian.
Okay, and then just to go back to what you were saying, so for like meats, he really shouldn't have them more than 3 to 4 times a day, like red meat.
A week.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, I meant 3 to 4 times. Yeah,
a week. Yeah,
I don't know why I wrote day. And then but if he's going to eat meat, like the other days, he needs to be eating pescatarian. But he really
that is ideal. That's ideal. But if he doesn't want to do that, then at least have it only at lunchtime.
At least have what only at lunchtime?
If he's going to have non-vegetarian food, try to have it on lunchtime instead of dinner. Dinner be plant-based. The reason being, because whatever you eat at dinner is going to be, because you will go to sleep after that. And whatever you've eaten is in your body the entire night.
Okay. So but then just going back to how you're saying he shouldn't be meat a lot except for maybe 3 to 4 times a week minimum.
That would be ideal because of his body type. It looks like a very sharp pitta.
But for the other, so
and pitta should also limit alcohol because their liver is, sensitive. So pitta should also not have a lot of alcohol. They should also limit their alcohol as well.
Okay, and then going to if he does go pescatarian, can he have fish?
Yeah. That's what pescatarian means. Yeah.
Yeah. Can he have fish twice a day? Can he have it once a day?
Yeah, but that's up to him. But ideally, he should have the non-veg portion of his food during lunchtime. That is an ideal thing. At the end of the day, how he chooses to do it is his wish. Because we are only counseling, we are not forcing. We can just give guidance. So ideally, whatever he chooses to eat, whatever non-veg, he should try to do it at lunchtime, and he should, have a vegetarian dinner, which is kind of the opposite what people do. People will have a vegetarian lunch, like they have a salad or something. It's the dinner that when people will eat. And then all that stuff is in your body the entire night. So dinner should be vegetarian. Yeah.
Okay. And that's really a general rule for anybody.
That's a general rule for anybody.
Okay. That's good to know.
But since he is getting, acid reflux and that's his chief complaint, I think, there's definitely something he's eating. His body's saying we don't like it. So changing his lifestyle is kind of important. I think, just reducing the amount of non-veg he's eating will also help.
Yeah, I definitely think that helps. That helps me a lot. When I control my portions, it's really good. So, okay. And then if you look at this, this is what he says he eats in the morning. So he'll have just coffee.
So also, since he's going through this existential crisis and everything, I think the kind of exercise he wants to do, probably he should find a yoga studio like Qigong, Tai Chi. Yoga is the exercise that's best for him. Probably if he's a pure pitta, he's probably going pumping weights and doing a very hardcore cross training.
Yeah, if you look right here, it says daily routine. He'll walk his dog, go to work, come home.
That is great. Walk dog is. So sometimes yoga, if he can make yoga 3 times a week, that would be good.
Okay. But he can also do it at home, right? Just
Yeah, right. I mean, I do that. What is that? Yoga Glow. I have an app.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and I like that.
We have recordings of our teacher, and then we also, I mean, she also has a DVD, and then, I mean, you can just do, the recordings are free. You can do them for free.
Okay,
so.
send it to me. I'll check it out. So yeah, so amla berry, buttermilk, coconut water, these are all the things that will help.
Okay. And so do you recommend, just because of his unique situation, that, because I mean, again, when he told me this, and obviously you said it too, it's definitely out of our scope to deal with people that have, and I asked him, I was like, have you talked to somebody about this? And he says, not
So
really.
suggest somebody. So here's another thing, Morgan, you will find people. So you need to know, for example, you need to know people, psychologists, you need to know people that you can refer people to. You need to have a, circle that you can do a referral. And then these people will also refer Ayurveda clients to you. So you have to have a referral base.
Okay.
So find out, talk to a few people who do counseling and say, I'm an Ayurveda counselor. And because you're almost like a month away from being a counselor. So, talk to them. And one thing, every time you've already met this person once. So that's one client encounter. Now you're meeting him for a follow-up. That's a second client encounter.
Okay.
Follow-up. So, if you meet him another time, that's 3 client encounters. So every time you meet the person, that counts towards your client encounter. So in your form, write down how many times you met him.
Well, I actually have not met with him physically yet. I've only sent him these forms. I'm going to meet with him at 10 o'clock today.
Okay. So that's
fine.
Yeah, when you meet him in person more than one, then every time you meet him, that's a client encounter.
Okay. Yeah, I just sent him these forms online. I wanted to have them pre-filled. Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
So again, his main concerns were depression and then weight management, which I know.
For depression, give him Brahmi or stress-free emotion by. Hang on. Stress-free emotions. Let's look for that.
Okay. Maharishi.
Let me look at the ingredients real quick.
Okay.
This one. Let's look at stress-free mind. He's Pitta. I want to make sure we're going to give him something that is cooling. Ashwagandha Bacopa, dwarf morning. Yeah, this is a little better. This is a little better. Stress-free mind. Let's look at stress-free emotions.
I just looked at
Arjun Cabbage. Yeah, this was the one for him. Because it has Arjuna in it, because he has stuff going on in his heart chakra. And it has rose, so it's more cooling. Yes. Yeah, this one. So if you haven't made your account with if you haven't made an health Maharishi, you should, because you can get up to 50% off when you buy stuff from them.
Okay, that's good to know.
What you need is a Texas state sales account. That sales account that you have, that you get from the state of Texas or state of Dallas, is free, and you can do it online. So you have to give a sales number, and then once you get that, you actually have to submit your sales tax every quarterly.
Okay.
do it quarterly. Even if you did not sell anything, you still have to submit it. Because if you don't, they will fine you $50. So you should know how that works. So look
Okay.
at how the sales tax works. Because then you can get stuff for sale, so you would be paying almost 50% off.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So this is a pitta balancing formula, reduces anger. I actually give it, for sometimes to people for pitta headaches also.
Oh, good.
Yeah, so sadhak pitta, because it has Arjun, Amaki, and Ashwagandha. So it's basically vata and pitta balancing.
Okay.
Yeah.
The And then let's see if there's anything else that I have. That's nice. Oh, how do I share screen?
I think that's pretty much, that's the scope of what you're going to do with him. Just talk about the meditation, bandhas, and the food herbs. That's it.
Okay.
That's a lot of stuff you've given him.
Yeah. But just, okay, so as far as like, I think now, and I probably a lot of balances are also coming, does feel this way, right?
Yeah,
Right?
so this will apply to everything except, you